Hi, Hal. In this video, we are going to learn about arrays concept in Java. This is one of the most important concept in Java. Before going to arrays, before going to arrays, I just wanted to give some introduction about why we are going to arrays. To explain arrays, I need to start with variable concept. Let me start with variables and then I can explain arrays. While what is the reason for going with arrays is depends upon the variables. Variables having some disadvantage. To overcome that disadvantage, we are going with the arrays concept. So let me start with variable here. I explained in previous video what is variable as well. So let me start with variable here. So I just want to create any one integer variable. If I want to create one integer variable means the data type is int and the variable name is some xyz, or else I can say test variable name, and I just want to store 20 inside this one. This is variable name. This is one variable. Okay. Now I want to create one string variable. Like data type is I want to create. I want to store like some name like Chiranjeevi inside one variable. Then that Chiranjeevi is a keyword, right? That set of characters. Set of characters is nothing but a string. So data type is string. String string string, and then variable name is name. And then I just want to store name, right? String means we need to add that content inside double quotes. Here Chiranjeevi. Okay. And then we need to end with semicolon. If I want to create any variable like a for example some character variable, the data type is char, and then a variable name is can be uh, we can use like some x equal to character variable value we need to add inside single quotes, not double quotes. So add like a, put semicolon at the end. You can see, right? String variable we need to add inside double quotes. For character variable value we need to add inside single quote. For integer we no need to add any double quotes or single quotes. We can directly place that value. So like this we are having variables. Okay. But here let me write int x. Let me remove this. I mean int y. I have added one variable, integer variable 10. I want to store I want to store 20 inside one more variable int z equal to 20. Okay. Now I want to store one more value 30 inside my variable 30. 30 is integer value, right? Like I can add int a equal to some 30. For example, I want to add 40 inside my variable. 40 also integer, right? I can add like int z equal int b equal to 40. For example, I want like this. I want to add till 100. Then how many I need to write? I need to write some number like this, right? I just want to some like assume some HRJ, or else like you can assume like a hundredth variable, like I added some number like 10,000, right? So how many numbers I need to add? I can say like instead of this one just remove this one. One, two, I just three we have added, four we have stored inside b variable. Like this, if I want to store 100, right, then I need to write I need to create here if you see we started with y, z, a, b, right? Or else I can say like this a also. Instead of this one you can say like a, uh, one second, a, this is a variable. Inside a I have stored 1, inside b I have stored 2, inside c I have stored 3, inside d I have stored 4. Like this, if I want to add 100, right, that means I need to write integer I need to write integer variable 100 times. That means for storing the 100 values 100 values, I need to write the 100 lines of code in Java. So for 100 lines of code, if you see 100 lines means it takes so much of time. So if you see the readability of the code is decreasing, right? You are writing the 100 lines of code for storing the 100 values. So this is a disadvantage. That means readability of the code will be decreases. Readability of the code will be decreases. So this is the main advantage of the variables. That means to store 100 values, we need to write the 100 lines of code and we need to write the 100 lines of variables. So writing the 100 lines of variables is a, if you observe, it takes so much of, it takes some amount of time that reducing the developers effect, so effort. So to reduce this, to eliminate this disadvantage in the from the variables, we are going with the arrays concept here. Inside array, if you come to arrays, for now, let me explain this definition. Then, at the end, whatever the disadvantage of variables I have told you, that disadvantage, how these arrays will be overcome, I will explain that. I will explain clearly. For now, let me explain what is arrays. Arrays is nothing but it is an object. Okay, it can store only homogeneous data elements. Homogeneous data elements are values. Homogeneous means same data. Same data means like integer. If you create array with, if you create integer array, it can store only integer values. If you create string array, it can create only string element, string values. It can store. If you create character array, it can store only character values. I will explain that one. Homogeneous means same or similar. Similar. Okay. Once it is an object, it can store only homogeneous or similar data elements, and we can we can retrieve the array elements by using index positions. Okay, once after creating the array, each array will have some index position. With that index position, we can retrieve the, or we can read the elements from the array by using index positions. That I will show you practically. Okay, we are having arrays are, we are having two types of arrays. One is one dimensional array, two dimensional array. I will tell you when to use one dimensional, when to use two dimensional array in future videos. Okay, for now remember we are having one dimensional array is there, two dimensional array is there, and then I just want to declare arrays. Okay, for example, how we will declare array? Let me see. Let me remove this one. I will show you now again. Array declaration is, we're having generally, I want to explain arrays with three sections here. One is declaration, one more is creation, one more is initialization, and then fourth one also is there. Fourth one is nothing but the reading the array elements using index position. In these four ways, I will try to explain arrays. So let's assume this is arrays declaration. Okay, then arrays initialization. Let me remove the arrays declaration as creation as well. Okay, this is creation, then this is the initialization. Now I just want to add arrays, reading elements from the arrays. Okay, reading elements or values from arrays. These are the four sections I want to cover as part of arrays. If you see how many sections are there: arrays declaration, arrays creation, arrays initialization, and then arrays uh, reading elements are values from the arrays. These four sections, with these four sections, we can say like arrays, we will be able to understand like how we can create the arrays declaration, how we can create the, how we can declare the arrays, how we can create the arrays, how we can initialize the arrays, how we can read the elements or values from the arrays, will be clear for each and everyone. So let me try to explain how we can declare the arrays. For declaring the arrays, we just need to write, first step is we need to identify what kind of array we are going to create. For example, I want to create integer array. Integer means that array can store only integer values. That means 1, that means 10, 20, 30, 40. These are integer values, right? Integer values. That means what is the data type? Data type is int data type here. Okay, int data type. So now we need to find what kind of array we want to declare. So here, as per this 10, 20, 30, 40, these are the integer values. So we can take int data type array. So now we need to declare the data type first, int, and then we need to use this symbol. You can see, right? Square brackets. After data type, immediately we need to declare brackets. After this one, we need to use variable name. That variable name can be anything. It's up to developer. I can use anything. I can like I can use some variable a. Okay, and then we immediately we need to use semicolon. Okay, here I have declared integer. Okay, integer array. First, let me complete with integer array with all the array creation, installation, and reading elements from the arrays. Then I will start with string array. Okay, so that we can come to know two types of arrays. First, let me here I started with integer array. Then I declare integer array. Here I have declared integer array. Then I just want to create the array here. So here, once the array is declared, that array we just use like a equal to like a equal to for array creation in Java we are using new operator new. This is the new operator here, and then again we need to use type of the array int, and then you need to use square brackets, and then you need to specify the size. Okay, what is the size of array? Size of array means how many values we want to store inside this integer array. That count we need to specify here. I have added 10, 20, 30, 40. How many count? 4. So I am just adding the size of the array is 4 here. Okay. And then immediately we need to use semicolon here. Okay. Then with this we are able to create the array here. Okay. Now I just want to initialize the array elements. Okay. Now let me come here. How to initialize? Initialization nothing but the here at line number 4. At line number 158, if you see, we have created integer, we have declared integer array, and then at line number 162 we have created an integer array with the size 4. That means this integer array can store only 4 elements. Then what are the 4 elements it can store? Those I am going to initialize now. So now let's see how to initialize. Just take the variable value. This is the variable, right? Variable value a. Take that variable a, and then after that immediately add square brackets. So index array index position starts with 0 location. So use 0, and then what value you want to store at the 0th position, just add 10 here, and then next variable at first place you want to store 20 here, 20, use semicolon, and then a at second position means add what value you want to store inside that 30. Then come here, go to third one. At third position means come here, add 40. So here at line number 158 we have declared array integer array. At line number 162 we have created integer array with the size 4, and at line number 166 at 0th position we have added 10th. At 1st position we have added 20. At second position we have added 30. At third position we have added 40. Okay, now with this you can see we are able to create in declared an array, we are able to create an array, we are able to initialize the array elements. Now let me try to explain these three steps within a diagram, and then I will, after explanation with the diagram, I will go with the fourth step, how we can read the elements from the array. Once if we with the diagram we can get to know clear explanation. So let me go to let me create one diagram here in front of you itself. So now here, what is the line number first? Here we have created integer array. So let me increase the size here, some 16 size, 1620 also fine, right? Okay. Let me remove this one. Delete करो. Let me here int. My data type is integer array. I am going to create int square brackets and then variable name. What variable I have used here? Variable name is a. Use variable name a and then use double quotes equal symbol, and then we are creating array with I mean new operator, right? Use new and then again data type int, use square brackets and then size of the array 4. Here if you see here under this one, this entire part is, let me use rule head. If you see here under this one, the first part, whatever this part is there, right? This comes under the declaration, array declaration, the first part. Okay, the next part is there, right? Under this one, this entire second new into square brackets 4 is there, right? This is the array creation. So array declaration creation we have written a single line. Okay, now when we do this one, right, what will happen internally? Let me open this one. When this line of code is executed internally inside JVM, what will happen is it will create one big object. Okay, this is the big object. Inside this object, what is the size 4? It will create one, it will create like this. Okay, it will be divided into 4 parts. One second, it's not selected, that's why it is coming like this. This is one part, this is second part, this is fourth part, and this entire object is holding with reference variable a. Whatever way variable you have declared, that will be this variable way will hold this entire object. So if you see here, this entire object is holding by the variable called a here. This is the variable a. Okay, if you see here, just want to move this one. You see, right? When this line of code is executed, then first it will create one object. Inside this object, one square box will be created. Here, for what is the whatever the size we have specified while creating the array, right? With that size, it will be created like this, and this entire object is holding by the this reference variable. And here, whatever the you can see, these are, I told you, right, array is index, array stores the variables in the index positions. The first position is 0, and then next position is 1, and the next position is 2, and the next position is 3. Array starts with, okay, if you want I can reduce the size for this one so that you guys can understand that one. Let me use size, can reduce the size for this one. I can you okay. I itself I will. This is the zeroth position. This is zero. This is first. I will increase size. Don't worry. This is second. This is third. Let me increase the size so that you will get to know. This is the third one. Let me add correctly this one. Otherwise, you will get confused. Where is second? Where is third? This is the second position. Okay, you got it right. So this is the this block is zeroth position. This is the one position. This is the second position. This is the third position. So when this line of code is executed, internally this much process will be done. So it will create one use object. Inside of the object, what based on the size, it will create one array. That array will have index position 0 1. Index position starts with 0 1 2 3 and so on, and then initially whatever the object it is there, right? Integer object, right? Integer array. For initially it's these are assigned with default values. For integer variable the default values are 0. It's initialized with 0 and then again 0. Initially 0 and then it will go to 0 and then it will come and then it will come to 0. It will initialize with 0. Once this line of code is executed, it will create an object and then inside this object index positions wise it will initialize with zero value default values. These default values will vary type to type. For integer the default values are 0. For string the default value is null. So like this it will initialize with default values. So okay, until this is clear, right? Then the next step is as per this one. If you see, array initialization is there. Okay, array initialization is I just want to store some value 10 value inside this zeroth position. And I want to store 20 inside this one position. I want to store 30 inside second position. I want to store 30 40 inside third position. Then for this one we need to do like this. Let me execute that one as well. We just need to use variable called a and then we need to use square brackets. What is the position? Zeroth position. And at the zeroth position you need to add like 10. Let me increase the size. Let me write it again. Zeroth position I just want to store 10. When this line of code is executed, what will happen is simply it will come, this 10 will come and store here. Here at zeroth position means this one. Here 10 will store here. 10 will store here. Okay, and then whatever 0 is there at earlier 0, that 0 will be removed. Okay, 10 will store here. And then when we execute the next line, when we use like a of first position, I want to store 20. When we use 20, right, it will come this line. This 20 will come to array second position and then 20 will store here. 20 will store here, but whatever the default value is there, right, the 0, that 0 will be removed. That means 20 will replace with 20, 0 will 0 is replaced with 20. That means okay. Let me remove this one or else you will get confused why here. And then when we use a of a of second position equal to 30, right? the 30 will come and store at the second position. Here it will store, 30 will store here, and then default will be removed, default value will be removed. Okay, and then I want to store 40 inside A of third position. A of third equal to, I want to store 40. When we use this one, 40 will come and store at third position. Okay, it's not working like this. Yeah, let me store here. It will come here, and then 40 will store here, and then default value will be removed. Okay, like this it will happen. With this we are able to understand like array declaration, array creation, and then when we are using array initialization, I mean this is array initialization concept only. Let me write heading as well. This is array init. You can see this is the one. Let me copy this one entire thing. I can, don't want to waste time here, so come here and then paste here. This is the array initialization, entire array initialization. So with this diagram, we are able to understand declaration, array creation, array initialization. Okay. So now the next part is, as I told you, the next part is I just want to read the variables from, read the values or elements from the arrays. This is the next step. So when we use arrays, so I just want to read the values, right? In this, it is same only. We just need to use the index position. What is the 10 is, I just want to read the value 10. This 10 is available in each position at the 0th position. We simply need to write like array reading the elements from array. The next concept here, we just need to, I just want to read the 10 value from the array. But as I told you, in array we need to read the elements based on the index position. So now I want to read the 10 means I just need to use the reference variable a and then curly square brackets. What is the position of this one? At 10th position, right? This is available at 10th position, at 0th position. We simply need to write like let me go back. Yeah, we simply need to write like 0. When we use like this, right, we will get value, we will get what is the value we will get? 10 here. In the similar way, if you want to get uh, 20, right, we need to use 1 because 20 is available where? 20 is available in first position. So 20 use here, then we will get 20. Don't worry, I will explain with the practical. If I want to get 30, right, we just use 2 here, and then it will come, it will read to 30 here. In the same way, a of 4, if you use, right, a of 3, it will read 40 here. So we just need to pass index position for the variable. Then that variable will go to that index position and fetch the corresponding value from the array. So all this, let me try to explain with an example so that you will get to know whether whatever I told you is that correct or not. You will get to know and you will get confidence on this one. Let me go to here. Let me open new file here. Java, and then come here. I just want to remove this one. I will create one public class array demo. Okay, or else I can use arrays as well, no problem. Arrays demo. Okay, let me copy this name for future. Control C. Let me save Control S. It will ask my Java program name. I just use same name. Control V. Click on S, and then come inside this one. Let me write one public static void main method. public static void main, and then use here inside this one it takes some string array arguments. Let me pass that one as well, otherwise we'll get compile time error, runtime error, string, and then args. I have passed here. Now my requirement is I just want to create one integer array. So declaration, I am going to I am going to complete declaration and then creation in a single line. You can see now I will write some comments, declaration and creation, okay, in a single line. Come here, write int square brackets, and then write some variable name a here, then write new operator new int, specify the size, how many elements you want to store here. I want to store 4 here, and then 4 colon. This is the declaration and creation. Now I want to initialize, I want to do initialization. I will simply write init, or else I can copy the same. Where is that one? This is the one, right? Initialization. Let me go to here. This is the initialization. Inside initialization, what we are going to write a, the first position I want to store equal to 10, and then second position I want to store 20, and then similar way for the third position I want to store 30. Then for the fourth position I want to store 40. Okay, with this initialization is completed. Now I want to read these elements. So reading, so how to read? Simply I want to read it and print it. So let me write system dot out dot println of. Here I want to read, what is that, wants to read, or else I can write like 0th position value. What is that 0th position value? Come here, use plus symbol here. What is the variable name we have used? Variable name is a. I want to read the 0th position, right? Simply use the square brackets and specify the which position you want to read. I want to read 0th position, add 0. So we are expecting 10 here. As per this one, what is the value I have added at 0th position? 10. So now when this line of code executed at line number 20 is executed, we are expecting the message on the console is 0th position value 10 here. Let's see. Click on Control S and go to Java programs, and then come here, open the command prompt. Let's compile javac and then erase demo. Click on enter. It is compiled successfully. Let's run this one, java erase demo.class. We can see 0th position value is 10. Like this, if I want to read all the values, let me copy. I want to read first position, second position, third position as well. Let me copy and uh, let me copy it. I will show you what I am doing now. So now I want to read first position. First position means we just need to, first position value is this one, and then come here, specify 1 here. Here in the instead of 0th position, we need to add first position, and then come to I want to read second position, like use second, and then come here. We need to use second here. We need to pass second here. Uh, okay, and I want to read the third position, 0th third position value, right? Third position value. Come here and specify the eighth. Pass the index position as third here. Now, as per this one, we are expecting here 10, here 20, here 30, here 40. Let's see whether we are getting or not. Let's go and recompile this one. Java C demo.java. It is compiled successfully. Let's rerun it. You can see 0th position we're having 10, first position 20, second position 30, third position 40. That's what I have told you right here. If you see 0th position 10, first position 20, second position 30, third position 40. So with this we are able to understand how we can declare the array, how we can create the array, how we can initialize the array, how we can read the elements based on the index positions. So if you go and see my array definition now, initially, I told you it is an object and it can store only homogeneous objects, okay, and data elements, and we can retrieve the array elements by using index positions, okay, in by using index positions. I That's what I told you, right? We create the array, we created the array, we can store the array elements, and we can read the array elements based on the index positions. These are the 0, 1, 2, 3 are index positional, right? And here I just want to clarify one more doubt here. I told you like it can store only homogeneous data elements. That means similar data. I will tell you that one as well. Here with an example in my program, what is the data type we have declared as int here? Okay. For example, int here I have declared with int. Instead of int, if I try to store string value here, let's see, or else I can add like Harivardhan. My name I am trying to store at third position, but I have declared the array type is integer, but here I am trying to store string value at the third position. So at the compilation time it will give an error, because as per array definition, array is homogeneous data element. That means it can store only one type of element only. That type is depends on the declaration. If at the time of declaration if you give one type, and at the time of initialization if you provide different type, right, it will throw compile time error. Let me try to show that one as well. Come here, let's recompile this one. You can see incompatible types. String cannot be converted in int. That means here this is a string. That string you are trying to store inside a of 3 position, but this a is a integer type. You got it, right? Yeah, this is the complete, I mean, this is the information about the, I mean, I can say this is the partial information only. We are having so many loopholes in this array. In next video I will try to I will try to cover those loopholes, so that when you go to interview, right, you will be more you can be answer those questions very clearly. So please do like, share and subscribe for more encouragement. Thank you so much, guys.